Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of ezBUCKETz. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. In today's video, I got something that I guarantee you guys are gonna love, especially if you're a Los Angeles Lakers fan. From what we're hearing, the Lakers are gonna be very active during this year's NBA trade deadline and buyout market, and from the recent report that we're getting, the Lakers want Blake Griffin and they want PJ Tucker. In my opinion, if the Lakers get both of these players, it's a win-win situation, and with the Lakers right now having 13 players on their roster, it's not impossible. We're going to be talking about why this is a great move for the Lakers and simply how they can acquire Blake Griffin and PJ Tucker. So if you're a Lakers fan and love this idea, you're going to love this video. But quickly, before I get on with the video, I just want to say, if you're new to the channel and you love basketball, welcome to ezBUCKETz. My name is Zoom and I make basketball videos every single day. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications to not miss any of my upcoming videos. If you watched this video and you loved it, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. It would help out the channel a lot. But without wasting any more time, let's talk about PJ Tucker and Blake Griffin.
Trade talk doesn't really get. I've been doing this for too long for that to bother me. I think we have a great relationship. I have a great relationship with the front office, and we have an open line of communication. So some things that people may have heard when it comes to trades, I didn't really spend a lot of time listening to. That wasn't really anything that I paid much attention to. So that never really gets to me unless I know it's real. And in that case, I probably know.
The Lakers are expected to be busy during this NBA trade deadline, and there are so many players out there that we believe would be a perfect match. A lot of Laker fans want Zach LaVine, a lot of Laker fans want Bradley Beal, or even DeMar DeRozan. But to keep it real with you all, we gotta be realistic. I don't expect the Lakers to make any big-time blockbuster trades, and if I were to guess what they do, they'd focus more on a low-end trade or under-the-radar move. A few weeks ago, we got a report that the Lakers ended up waiving Quinn Cook after losing 4 straight, and after that, it resulted in the Lakers having 2 available roster spots. And then a few days later, the Lakers end up signing Damian Jones to a 10-day contract, and as I'm making this video, it's almost 10 days. We don't know if the Lakers are going to give him another 10-day contract, or sign him to a full roster, or simply waive him. In the games Damian Jones has played, he's shown some signs of potential, but I'll be honest, he hasn't been amazing to guarantee him a roster spot, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers let him go. And if that is the case, the Lakers are still end up with 2 available roster spots, which is the reason why this video makes sense right now. We just got a crazy report this morning by The Athletic, and Shams retweeted it, that the Pistons are expected to work toward a buyout with Blake Griffin. And then the next tweet, Nets, Bucks, the Heat, the Nuggets, and Lakers are expressing interest in PJ Tucker. This report is crazy big because we're talking about the Lakers and we're talking about areas they need help with right now. Both Blake Griffin and PJ Tucker was simply perfect to end off the Lakers roster as their 14th and 15th player. For this video, I'm going to be talking about both of these players, talking to you guys why I believe they would be a perfect fit and also how the Lakers can get them. When talking about Blake Griffin, I'm gonna be honest. Blake Griffin right now isn't the Blake Griffin of old. Blake Griffin is not a dominant 20 points per game player no more. He's also not as athletic as we've seen before. As we all know, Blake Griffin used to be known as a dunker. A fun fact for you guys, did you know Blake Griffin has not dunked since 2019? That's crazy. It's 2021 now. Ever since playing for the Pistons, Blake Griffin was pretty good in his first few years and then got hit with multiple injuries, which of course led him to where he is right now. Blake used to be a dominant inside presence that can score at an efficient rate. Imagine like a Zion Williamson, and then now he kind of changed his game to be more of a floor spacer, playmaker, power forward, and I don't know, in my opinion, I believe Blake Griffin right now isn't playing to the best of his ability. If you look at his stats this year, he's only averaging 12.3 points, 5.2 rebounds, 3.9 assists, 0.7 steals, and 0.1 blocks. Blake Griffin is definitely better than these numbers right now. And I believe that Blake Griffin just simply needs a fresh start, needs to join a championship contending team to kind of rejuvenate his NBA career. We got a report a few weeks ago that Blake Griffin will no longer be playing for the Pistons because the Pistons want to honor Blake Griffin and trade him or simply put him in a better situation, as the Pistons right now are simply not helping him. The Pistons are one of the worst teams in the NBA. The Pistons right now have a record of 10-25, which ranks them as the worst team in the Eastern Conference, and with Blake Griffin being an NBA vet that has 0 NBA championships, the Pistons and Blake have a good relationship, and they want to put Blake in a winning, successful situation. But the problem about moving Blake Griffin is his contract. As of right now, he has a $38 million contract, and with that being said, no NBA team is going to pay the price that Blake Griffin is worth, which is why we got the report this morning that the Pistons are working toward a buyout with Blake Griffin. And with Blake Griffin expected to be bought out this week, I want the Lakers to target him before any other team. The reason why I believe the Lakers are a perfect target for Blake Griffin is because right now they need a power forward presence because they don't have Anthony Davis right now. About a week and a half ago, we got a report that Anthony Davis will be missing possibly 4 weeks, and even if Anthony Davis comes back, the Lakers are going to take it slow and make sure Anthony Davis is 100% healthy for the NBA playoffs. Literally, as I'm making this video, the past 10 games the Lakers has played, they've lost 7 and only won 3. And with that being said, the Lakers need an inside dominant presence, which is where Blake Griffin comes in perfectly. I mentioned earlier that Blake Griffin used to be a 20 points per game player, and I believe with that experience and that ability and that potential, the Lakers wouldn't mind signing him to a veteran's minimum contract to give Blake a good rest of the season for an NBA championship. But also, Blake knows that right now, while Anthony Davis is out, he has to step up and be kind of a dominant go-to player. We've seen it in the past before that if you're playing for a bad team like the Pistons, NBA veterans and stars don't really try, but maybe playing for the Lakers, where the spotlight is on you, Blake just simply might be a different person. Before playing for the Pistons, Blake Griffin spent 9 years on the Los Angeles Clippers. From what we know, Blake Griffin loves the city of LA, and that's why the Lakers and Blake Griffin have a simple connection right now. Blake wants to live in LA. And with the Lakers possibly having 2 available roster spots, I believe if Blake gets bought out this week, Lakers offer him a minimum contract. Let's see if Blake takes it. I wouldn't be surprised if he does, because right now, Blake needs a fresh start. And then while Anthony Davis is out, they can have a starting lineup of Dennis Schroeder, KCP, LeBron James, and then Blake Griffin for now, and then Marc Gasol. And of course, still have Montrez off the bench. And even when Anthony Davis comes back, Blake could come off the bench and simply be an important, impactful role player. I want you guys to watch this quick interview of Blake Griffin on what he says when it comes to his expectation and what he brings to an NBA team. Check this out.
No, I mean, as far as coming back and playing, it's not, my agenda isn't to come out and score as many points and shoot as many baskets as possible. It's never that. It's to be a complete player, be a leader. When you're asked to score. When you're asked to do something else, do that. So I don't think those are two conflicting ideas.
From watching that clip alone, I believe Blake Griffin right now, he knows that he's not an NBA superstar anymore. He's kind of in a shift in his NBA career, similar to Dwight Howard, where he has to kind of take a minimal role and just be impactful in it. And that's what I believe with the Lakers. Looking for somebody that can be dominant in the paint, Blake, who could be available very soon, is a perfect target. And now talking about PJ Tucker, I believe Tucker would be a perfect target if the Lakers want a veteran leader that could simply be a lockdown defender. As of right now, besides Anthony Davis, the Lakers don't really have somebody that can lock down an NBA player. Example, lock down a player like Kawhi Leonard or Paul George or Luka Doncic. And with the many rumors that the Lakers want PJ Tucker, they know this fact as well. As of right now, Tucker is on the Houston Rockets, who is also a tanking team this year. They currently have a record of 11-23, which ranks them as the 14th seed in the Western Conference. And from what we're hearing, and ever since that big James Harden trade earlier on in the season, Tucker also requested a trade. From what we're hearing, Tucker wants to play for a championship contender, and with so many NBA teams right now targeting him, the Rockets are going to want a lot in return. The reason why so many NBA teams want Tucker is because of his ability to be a leader, of course, but also his ability to guard all positions on the floor. He can guard the 1 through 5, and I believe with that versatility, he would simply be an important championship piece to any team that gets him. On the Lakers' perspective, they don't want another team like the Brooklyn Nets to get him, and with the Rockets right now looking for trades for PJ Tucker, I believe the Lakers must offer them something pretty good. Maybe a Talon Horton Tucker and maybe a Markieff Morris plus a second round pick could do the job, but I know for sure the Lakers don't want to trade Alex Caruso or Kyle Kuzma for Tucker. The Lakers will have to give up some of their veteran contract to get him, as he's only getting paid $7 million. The Lakers right now are also struggling to shoot the 3-ball on a consistent basis, and with Tucker being one of the best 3-and-D players and also the best corner specialist in the NBA, I believe his addition will be great on the Los Angeles Lakers. Imagine one day the Lakers kind of need a small ball defensive lineup, and then they got LeBron in there, and then Tucker at the 4, and then of course Anthony Davis at the 5. Their defensive rating would be absolutely amazing. In my opinion, I don't think it's a bad idea if the Lakers end up their final roster having Blake and PJ Tucker as their final roster piece, and then of course trading some players. They sign somebody like Dwayne Dedmon or even Hassan Whiteside or even Trevor Ariza. That wouldn't be a bad idea as well. But ultimately, guys, this wraps up my video for today on the Lakers targeting Blake Griffin and PJ Tucker and why I believe it's a great idea. What's most important to me is one of your thoughts. Is this a good idea? Is it realistic? Let me know what you're thinking down in the comment section down below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on ezBUCKETz. Woo!